Hi, my name's Lorraine Murray. I am the founder of Connected Kids, which is a programme teaching people like you how to share meditation skills with children and young people. When I started out 20 years ago teaching young people with ADHD how to practice meditation, I think that the research and the science was just slowly coming out to help us understand what was actually happening to young people who were diagnosed with ADHD. They had such difficulties in their life with being able to be organised, in practical terms for meditation, to even sit still. And I think now that we know the executive functioning, the part of the brain that's all about helping them to organise themselves and their thoughts and their actions, doesn't work in the way that it does perhaps in myself or yourself. And I always thought this was quite interesting because the executive functioning part of the brain is linked into a part of our brain here underneath the brow called the prefrontal cortex. And why it was interesting is that when someone has been practicing meditation for a long time, when they've done brain scans of this, they've discovered that when someone meditates, this part of the brain lights up. So it involves the prefrontal cortex. So if ADHD means that this part doesn't function as well as it does in most other people, then practicing meditation brings the ability for this part of the brain to come into balance. So that's one aspect that I wanted to share with you when you're thinking about teaching meditation to young people. But the other interesting thing for me, my background as well as meditation is also in healing modalities like Usui and Karuna Reiki. And part of that is looking at ourselves, not just through the physical body or the mental processes, but also through our energy system. And if you have never heard of the chakras as an energy system, I'm going to show you a picture of this just now. I'll come back to this picture in a moment, but what I wanted to draw your attention to is that each of the energy centres is responsible for storing information about a person's life. So it's almost like a computer disk, or do we have disks these days, but a computer file that's stored on this particular part of the system. So every thought, every action and every experience is deposited into one of these energy centres. And each of the energy centres has a theme as well, so an aspect of that person's life. So this relates to all of us, not just to me and to children, but every single one of us. We have, if I show you again this picture, the root chakra, which we sit on because it's at the base of our spine. And this particular energy centre is all about feeling safe, feeling grounded, feeling supported. If you think about the position of that energy centre, it links into the legs, to the knees, to the feet, to the ankles, actually grounding us, connecting us to the earth. And my experience of teaching young people with ADHD meditation is that this part of their energy system is out of balance. So this part struggles to feel grounded and safe. They struggle to feel themselves in their own physical body. They struggle to cope. And the signs of when the energy is out of balance in the root chakra is that we can't think straight, we feel overwhelmed, we can't sit still, difficulty with sleep. There's quite a long list. And so if you look at that, you can see there's a correlation between the two there. There's a correlation between the energy symptoms and the symptoms that we see in ADHD. Now, meditation, remember I said it lights up the prefrontal cortex, is really good at helping with activating and bringing this into balance. So it can also be used and applied to bringing attention to the energy system at the base of the spine. There are practices that we do, there are mindful techniques that help to bring that part into balance. It's actually part of my Connected Kids programme, but I'm going to release different videos over the next few months which will give you different ideas and opportunities to try if you think that either yourself or your young person is experiencing ADHD or has been diagnosed with that. Now, my caveat is that you can't force anyone to meditate. So you can't force a child with ADHD to meditate. And that's part of the training program that we offer, showing you how to motivate and to help a young person access these skills. But I can at least share them with you so that you can be more aware of another way of looking at this young person and how they're struggling to cope. I hope this has been helpful. Please post any comments or thoughts you have about this, and also look at the links on the description box in case there's something you would like to explore in a little bit more detail. Or perhaps you want to get hold of one of my books, pointing there, one of my books, because they have lots of information about helping young people with ADHD too. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.